There's d4. Next, c4. And we have the pawn captured. So you know our recommendation. You should by now, if you've been watching the series. It is e4. After knight here, although this is a decent move, I think it's in our favor to include knight f3. So we will. e5. I haven't seen this move too often. I think basically after bishop takes, pawn takes, it would transpose to a different variation. But right now, I'm just not seeing why d5 wouldn't be very, very strong. It's feeling like this is a good one. Because it looks like we take this pawn in the middle. But I feel a bit spoiled here. All the choices look decent. I will go for d5 though. Something's got to be wrong with black's position here. If knight d4, we can take it, but I'll probably actually take on e5 there. Bishop here, bishop d2 and queen takes. I feel like that looks pretty nice. There's also just knight c3. I will go here. Maybe take with the queen. Oh, okay. I think he forgot that his knight was hanging from earlier. Played that one a little bit fast. We'll take, develop, and offer a trade, which I don't think he wants to do. We got the Irish pawns here. Tripled up. And already we just have a very good position. But this is not surprising. I've been saying this. Till we get to like 1,000 ELO, I'm expecting people who play the Queen's Gambit accepted to kind of get bowled over. Like, it is a very, very good position for white. We'll just make an escape square here. Let's go for some piece trades. Keeping it very simple right now. Got a couple options here. I will play b3 instead of taking this right away. May as well restrict the rook. Takes, bishop takes, knight d7. It's going to be very, very good. Takes, rook e8. Bishop f7 is going to be quite nice. Let's trade. I'm not trying to have it be too complicated. I'm not trying to find like fancy moves. Just trade. Hey, he's helping me out here. Again, we could like take a bunch of pawns here, which I may do in a sec, but I'm for the moment just gonna hunt more trades. c4 actually is a trade. Okay, I think we're gonna do this. Let's just be 100% careful here. We're good. Queen f4, g3. And there's going to be checkmate here. So there's no worry about losing that knight. Queen d6, mate. Queen b8, mate. Okay, that looks like it's going to be it. Very tough to react to. But this is a game I think that you can expect when you're playing against someone who's playing the Queen's Gambit accepted. I'm telling you, you should be crushing. Like, just think about it naturally. You're getting the entire center, and most likely you'll recapture the pawn in a couple moves. This should be a great position. Well, let's start with the important stuff. Knight f3. e5. d5 is a very good move here, so make sure you play this one every time. Yes, we can win the pawn, but I'd rather win the pawn outright rather than allowing a trade, or I don't want double pawns here. I want to just win it straight up. So d5, in order to just play knight takes e5, is much better. Okay, it's time for d4. We're going to follow up with c4, the queen's gambit. As the name suggests, our opponent does not defend the center pawn with a pawn, which means we take. It's that easy, it's that simple. Our next move, hitting the queen. Don't mind if I do. Queen here. Why do we not ever in chess see queens on these squares? Like, why do we not see them there? We don't see them there because they're not supposed to be there, because they always get pinned. That's why. You don't see queens on c6. You don't see queens on c3. Why is that? They're not supposed to be there. As soon as I see the queen there, I'm only looking at like, oh, how do my pieces get over there? Take this one, thank you very much. Here, the king slides over pretty nicely. I mean, it's not exactly clear what we should be doing here. Let's make a threat. King f7 is not a bad attempt, but it does fall short. Queen e8 is not quite checkmate, but maybe it's checkmate soon. Just have to watch out for this discover check. That's probably the main concern at the moment. We're hunting this king down. No, it's unclear to me what the most satisfying checkmate will be. Something oddly satisfying about knight f4. GG. Let's focus on what really mattered here. Opening. We did not see the pawn defended. We understanding this rule? It's very simple. You take every time. Someone might play a move like this. Okay, they're just playing a gambit. Take the freebie. But like queen d5, they're just playing like a Scandinavian, but it's terrible because we have the whole center. They haven't, gotten our center pawn in exchange. They got our c pawn. It's no good. And as soon as you see this, immediately bishop b5 is the goal. Now, if black defends it, so what? Right? We're just steamrolling in the center. We're getting developed with tempo. This queen is just terribly placed. Terribly placed. Okay, let's go. d4. So many responses to this. Of course, d5 the most common, but certainly not forced. And against any kind of Queen's Gambit accepted, we always take the full center. This knight move, we've been playing this one. Should be familiar. e5, we're playing d5. Bishop g4, we're also playing d5. Bishop g4, we also have bishop e3. It's like a few good options there. Okay, we see e6, this is basically a nothing move, which means we have time to just take this back. This check, another nothing move. If bishop takes knight, we're extremely happy to see that. Let's get castled. And who's complaining about a position like this? We have the full center. Knights, like, it's like a storybook. Knights are exactly where you'd want them. There's just nothing wrong with this position. We have the two bishops now. Everything looking good. Now, the question is, how do we continue? I'm going to go this way so that maybe there's some... Oh, okay, he's actually going to chase me where I was looking to go. Thank you. Knight g5 and queen h5 are most likely coming up here. Because knight g5, h6, knight f7 is a common idea. Yeah, basically when you have this pawn structure like this, knight g5 is pretty reliable. The way he's playing makes me a little bit nervous for him. Knight looks trapped over there. I do want to play this, but after h6, it almost feels like, I mean, it's a great position, but it almost feels like I deserve better than that. I'll play it though. I think it's the right move. h6, I'm actually thinking about maybe just knight e4. Okay, he's not even remotely considering what I could be up to here. Queen h5, he does have h6 to defend. We wish that this was a complete KO, but unfortunately it's not. It is a very, very, very good move, but I wouldn't say it's a 100% knockout. But yeah, as we've been talking about, knight f7. Rook takes. We could take either way here. It is very difficult not to play queen takes though, just with all the threats that it comes with. Bishop takes, rook f8. I'm not 100% convinced. King f8. He's running for the hills, as he should be. Let's introduce another piece here. Okay, the introduction of the bishop will be felt by our guy here. I think it's time to just continue the infiltration. I mean, this rook is so irrelevant to the position. Queen here, and we're actually going to be rewarded with a checkmate. But we deserve it. I mean, look at the way he's been playing. Hasn't touched any piece here. The bishops are just dominant. Very nice. GG. It's not surprising. Queen's Gambit accepted. Take the center. And look, the guy's playing... He's playing just e6, like kind of a nothing move. So if this is the future of the Queen's Gambit, what a dream, right? You have the center, you recapture the pawn, you're not even down material. You get the two bishops, you strengthen your center. And then at this point, this is just me opening lines so that every single bishop is going to be extremely good there. And at this point, the opponent's just dead. We got knight f7. Every piece is working in the attack here. I can even have my bishop join this way, which I later did. Yeah, absolutely brutal. Okay, d4. c4, Queen's Gambit, and accept it again. You see how common this move is? We're going to take the whole center. We've already seen this move numerous times. It should be second nature what we're going to play against it. Now, the move bishop g4. We have a couple different ways we can play. I'm going to choose the very natural looking d5. Now, low-rated players sometimes don't play this move because they're worried it's hanging knight. But if you're, you know, good enough, you see, oh, there's a pin here, so this is actually totally fine to play. Of course, we cannot take this, okay? So that is not what we're looking to do here. So instead, what are we gonna do? Knight c3, perfectly fine. I'm gonna choose bishop to f4. Attack the knight, make it move. If the knight captures here, we'll take back, bishop will have to move, and then basically we recapture this pawn. So let's wait and see what the opponent's gonna do here. Okay, obviously our next move is very expected. And I would say our move afterwards is also fairly expected as well. Let's capture this. E6, taking. There could be some sneaky intentions there, but fortunately for us, our position comes with a couple of really good checks. So queen a4 and bishop b5 are both very, very good looking. I like queen a4 a little bit more. It seems like against both of them, the opponent's gonna have to play king to e7. So let's do this. Remember that theme of the queen blocking the check and then bishop b5. So black needs to step forward here. Okay, I think we're gonna take this without too much thought. Of course, we could take this one as well, but this just looks like there should be something. Okay, and what's happening here? That's a check. At the very least, we can play queen c5 and win the bishop here. Queen here is gonna drop the rook. And yet again, it feels like we're in this position where, you know, we're not surprised that we're crushing. This is the Queen's Gambit accepted. I always get a good position in the Queen's Gambit accepted. Yeah, queen c5. I think queen c5 is just the way to go here. We mentioned this earlier. It no longer just wins the bishop. It actually just wins the game. And if the king goes this way, we have bishop b5. So I think this game is going to end pretty soon. Sooner than you might think. GG. Why are we not surprised? You should be able to replicate. We've seen this exact move order multiple times. Everyone's playing knight c6, it looks like. Knight f3, d5, and I like bishop f4 here. There's many different options. The main move for black is knight to g6. Knight c3 is a great move as well, but I like this one at lower elo because it's very forcing. Like, immediately black needs to make a decision. Let's say black was playing like the best. We might see something like this, where our plan is to just recapture this, all the same kind of moves, maybe h3 at some point. But even though we're doubling the pawns here, we're almost winning because black has absolutely no pawns move, no control of the center, let alone anything else. And our development is super easy. Knight here, maybe rook here, queen somewhere, long castle, we're pushing in the center. And you saw how quickly we were able to generate like meaningful threats. Queen a4, black's already dead lost. We're not even at move 10. Okay. Back to basics here. We're going for, okay, again, did that pawn get defended? No, so we take. Now here, important thing about this is that your opponent has a threat immediately. And I don't like playing knight f3 to guard it. What I want to do is I want to play knight c3. But I'm going to lose my pawn. So usually what I like to do here is surprisingly e3. It looks like nothing, but I'm just trying to kick the queen out, basically. So now that I've done so, queen goes to a5. It's like he's playing a Scandinavian, but we should be doing a little bit better than the Scandinavian here. What do we want to do? Bishop d2. Knight f3 as well. I don't mind knight f3.
Let's think. What's he gonna do next? I don't know. Some bishop move, maybe e5. We want to set things up here. I'm actually kind of liking even bishop c4 as an idea. So let's just do this, see what he wants to do. Okay, knight e4. Yeah, that's a threat. I'm thinking that queen b3 or queen c2 makes sense to deal with that, but okay, maybe queen c2, there's that one. So let's play queen b3. Black having, again, no pawns moved, no pawns in the center. I feel like it just can't be good. Okay, e6. I don't mind this because I'm taking with the pawn there. The bishop's tied down to that. Let's do this. And most likely, you know, bishop b4 was the intention, but we can take this knight now. Let's not fall for what we've been talking about, right? Queen takes c3, bishop b4, so we'll be sure not to do that. But this is the dream. We have the center supported by another pawn. We have control of the whole center. This is exactly what we want, guys. Let's get castled. And yeah, basically any of these moves now are going to be pretty strong. Let's think here. I'm actually kind of liking c4. Even though e4 is more natural, I kind of don't mind this. That's not going to be a good move. Okay, maybe bishop b2. I like the look of bishop b2 here. That's a free piece. f5. Okay, we're going all in here, I see. That's a check. Guess we can go for this one. Start to attack this. I feel like queen c7 is a nice threat to have here. And based on the way he's playing, I think it's almost a guarantee that he misses checkmate here. Now, I'm not saying he's going to defend the bishop, but I could definitely see f3 or something of that sort. He's spending long enough that has me optimistic, but like I said, just the way the guy plays, he's not really thinking about what we can do. He's thinking about what he can do. GG. Okay, queen takes. E3 is the best move here, so make sure you play E3. As we play better and better players who do this, you'll start to see E5 happening. But instead, we're basically playing like not a Caro-Kann, but a Scandinavian, except none of these pawns have moved. And as soon as the bishop moves, queen b3 I really like. And this is just a dream. The center is supported. And I think we're just in control here. This bishop looks pretty bad. We've got like 3 pawns connected here. Looks good. Okay, I'm going d4. We might see d5, so just transpose. It will not be. It will absolutely not be. Okay, knight c3, bishop b4. What are we gonna do here? At this point, I feel like that's kind of gonna happen anyway. Let's take the full center. Bishop d3. E5 should just win the queen here. Don't really know where the queen's gonna go. But it's not surprising. I mean, bring the queen out that early. something bad's gonna happen. Queen takes e5 check. That's the big idea. I'm gonna take with the pawn just so that we can try to uncork bishop h7, although looks like he's maybe a step ahead here. Yeah, I don't think it can happen the way we want here, but certainly h4 and knight g5 is the way to go. I think you just kind of abandon. I mean, when you have a full extra queen like that, like I would play like this if black had a queen on the board. So the fact we have a whole extra queen, like we don't need to think about anything. Just sack for absolutely everything in front of the king, and something bad is gonna happen. This is not going to be it, my guy. Maybe a mate with the bishops, slightly more satisfying. GG. And look at that, it's 900 exactly. Almost like we planned it. 900. You can't be like playing queen f6 against the Queen's Gambit. What are you doing? When you get your bishop to d3 and c1, it's really nice to know how many squares they actually cover. And your knight always covers h4. So queen on f6 is a very vulnerable piece. Same with queen on f3. If you attack it with e5, it'll be lost. If you play bishop g5 without the e-pawn there, it's also lost. So there are a lot of moves like that to keep in mind. Here, the queen could normally retreat, but the way that he developed was just terrible. Set himself up for failure. GG. We're at 900. Well done. You made it to the end of another episode in the Queen's Gambit speedrun. Make sure to like the video and leave a comment down below if you enjoyed. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure to click that subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you never miss the next episode.